Mercedes A-Class has always been popular, not least because it gives you the desirable Mercedes badge at a reasonable price. The latest A-Class, however, is designed to be more desirable than ever. It's a lot more stylish than A-Classes of old, which means it'll appeal to a younger audience. And because it has a range of brand spanking new engines, it's right up there with the class leaders for efficiency. It needs to be too. With cars like the Audi A3, BMW 1 Series and Volkswagen Golf to contend with, the competition's never been tougher. The older A-Class models had a rather boxy MPV-like appearance, but the newest version has much more of a conventional hatchback design. That means the lines are a lot sleeker and crisper than before, and the new A-Class certainly has enough style to cut it against its premium hatchback rivals. You'll notice these pronounced creases running down the side of the car, but it's at the front end where the real visual impact happens. You've got big details, big headlamps, big air intakes, a big two-slat grille with a three-pointed star in the middle. Few will argue that this is a really smart-looking car. We would exercise a slight note of caution here though, because not all A-Classes look as good as this high-spec version. Entry-level SE cars don't have as many chrome trims and they come on smaller wheels and balloon tyres. That means they don't look quite as special. You expect a Mercedes to have a classy interior, and the A-Class doesn't disappoint. The dashboard has this dense soft touch covering, and these circular chromed air vents are the same sort you'll find in the SLS supercar. However, things aren't quite so impressive for ergonomics. If you look down here, there's a switch for the electronic parking brake that you have to push to put the brake on and pull to take it off. That's counterintuitive, and it always catches you out. And despite controlling most of the car's functions by scrolling through on-screen menus with this wheel, the dashboard is still cluttered up with all these buttons. Practicality is a bit of a mixed bag. There's plenty of headroom and legroom in the back, but because the roof curves down at the sides, you have to be careful not to bang your head as you get in. The boot is a decent size at 341 litres, but that's not as much as you get in an A3, a Golf or a 1 Series, and the opening is awkwardly narrow. The driving experience you get from your A-Class will vary depending on which version you choose. SE and Sport versions have a comfort suspension, while AMG Sport versions are lowered, and engineered by AMG versions are also stiffer as well. Whichever version you choose though, you're going to be a bit disappointed. Even the entry-level car has a ride that's unsettled and crashy, and it gets worse the further up the range you go. That wouldn't be so bad if the firmness was translated into agile handling, but on all the versions we've driven, the body control's disappointingly sloppy and the steering is really slow to react, so it's not even that much fun. There's a range of petrol and diesel engines to choose from, but we'd recommend the turbocharged 1.6 petrol in the A180. Yes, there are a few flat spots in the power delivery, but it's punchy enough and it's reasonably smooth. And, more importantly, it's the cheapest of all the engine options. The Mercedes A-Class is impressive in some areas, but really rather disappointing in others. If you must have one, keep it as cheap as possible. If, however, you're open to suggestion, we'd point you towards rivals like the Audi A3 and Volkswagen Golf, both of which are much better all-rounders.